Well, it's still busy as usual. It's not a lockdown, so people are expected to move around and, freely. But people are still advised to stay home if they can stay home. Stay home is usually the refrain that is used. People are moving around, though, in their normal, busy activities. This is Nima, the heart of Nima, in the also East District. Let me speak to the assembly member for this particular area. It's Sanda Umaru Mohammed, my namesake. Mr. Assemblyman.
Yes, sir.
We were here during the lockdown period. You were enforcing the lockdown. Now, the lockdown has been taken off, but still, COVID-19 is around. Are your people really living like there's COVID?
I don't think people are living like there's COVID. People think, people in the community, most of them think that the COVID is over. Because, the lifting of the lockdown, there was not any much education on the people so that they know how to handle themselves. So that's the problem. Most of the people now think the COVID is over, and most of them think it doesn't exist at all. So that's the problem we are having now in the community. I think if you count about 100 people here right now, maybe 20 people will be wearing nose masks, 80 of them will not be wearing nose masks, and there's no any social distance. You can go to the market, you can go to the roadside right now. What you see on the roadside, I think, is not good at all.
What about gatherings like makaranta, marriages, and all of these? Do they happen? Do people wear the mask? Do people observe the distance? Do people observe the 100 crowd limit?
I think what makes even people are not complying much is you can see even the authority themselves are not complying with it. Because look at this registration exercise. That you can go to the registration exercise center and see what is happening now. You see a lot of people without nose masks. There's no any social distance. Even most of their hand washing and other things, some of them don't use it at the centers. So people think it's over. At our marriage places and other things, the same thing is happening. Nobody is wearing nose masks.
How can this be fixed in your understanding and estimation?
I think the education must go on. We don't have to stop it. It must go on every day since we live with it. It must go on. So I think that is how the government and enforcement too. They must be enforced.
The assembly had a task force that they were implementing the lockdown and so on. Do they still have the task force, or after the lockdown was lifted, they also, dissolved?
The task force from the assembly. There's no any task force from the assembly that enforce people to be wearing the nose masks or to be observing the social distance. I didn't see any task force that they are doing that from the assembly.
So everybody's on their own. As an assemblyman, what do you do yourself in your own way to ensure people stay safe?
Yeah. For me, on my own, I've been talking to people. I've been advising people. Even I've been giving some people hand sanitizers to use. I've sent some to the mosque, Friday mosque, for them to use, so that they know that it's necessary for them to use it. Even we want to give them buckets too. The MP have sent some buckets to the mosques to use it as a hand wash facilities over there. So most of them are using it, and I think we have to continue with that too. But we need the assembly to enforce it very well.
We are still discussing the new normal on Citi Newsroom. How are community members living with COVID-19? This is Nima. This is one of the major mosques here where people come to observe their prayers. Mosques are critical. They were closed prior to after the lockdown when it was announced by the president. But later on, we were told that, mosques and churches were open, but with some limitations. They were told to have some basic necessities put in place. Now, at this particular mosque, they have the inscription that says, in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19, which is coronavirus, keep distance 1.5 meters amongst congregants. Without a face mask, no entry. That's a signpost. There's a Veronica bucket. Interestingly, this is donated by the governing New Patriotic Party, support against the spread of COVID-19. That is at the entrance. Now, I tried to go in and see what else happens inside the mosque proper, but still there's another inscription that says, no mask, no entry, no face mask, no entry. I would move into the mosque and, it's not time for prayers yet, so The congregation isn't here, but there are one or two people in here. Let me just have an understanding. Hello, you fellowship here. What's your name?
My name is Inusa Mohammed, sir.
Inusa, it is not time for prayers yet, but of course, people would come and pray. They are allowed to come and pray. Are people coming in after they opened the mosque and told them that they could go and pray?
Yeah, people come in. People do come in to pray. But as much as possible, we try to ensure the COVID protocols.
I see.
So just like you saw, there was a Veronica bucket outside there. We have hand sanitizer. Before you come in, you sanitize your hand. Yes, and also you could see there are black dots marked along the roofs. Okay. So when one congregant is here, the next congregant is also here.
Okay. So demonstrate that for me using this lane. I'll be happy.
Okay. So this is where one congregant stands. Initially, they will be joined at the two, but now because of the COVID-19, the next congregant will be on another black dots.
Okay, so when one congregant stands there, another one stands here.
Yes.
That is the strategy.
Yes, boss. And you see on the door, no face mask, no entry. So if you don't have the face mask, at last you will go home.
What if people refuse to do it? What happens to them? Are there like some punishments? Do you know, or they are thrown out of the mosque, or what happens? Because again, mosques are not places that you can say you belong to this mosque or another. You can walk into any mosque and pray. If you defy the protocols, what happens? Okay,
so we can't punish anyone who defies the protocol. But before the imam starts the prayer, he announces, when nation besa nose mask ba, if tamasallachi, the one who knows he's not wearing nose mask, he should leave the mosque. So at least that alone serves as some sort of warning to you. Before you come in, you must have your face mask worn. When it was opened initially, people were flouting, but now people have come to see it as normal. It's the new normal. They wear their face mask and ensure that they are in the mosque for prayer to go on.
Can this be sustained? Because you're saying the community, they are not observing this. Can this be sustained?
For sustenance, I think the country itself is a question we should pose it to the entire country. Can it be sustained? Because it's like apathy is setting in. People are tired of this nose mask and everything. But with the mosques, I think because of the government meeting with the National Chief Imam and National Chief Imam cascading the message down to the imams, I think they are trying to ensure it till when this thing is over for us to have our free will and pray again.
Thank you so much. So there you have it. It's pretty much demarcated. The congregation is yet to come in, but if what he has explained to us is anything to go by, there's an observation of the protocols in the mosque. But of course, it's the communities that have proven challenging. Reporting from Nima in Accra, my name is Umaru Sanda Amadu for Citi Newsroom.